Well, AHP has had many interesting characters over the years, our 64 years in business. But Dan, I got to tell you, you're one of the most interesting individuals that we have had here at Air Hydropower. And I want to welcome you to our inaugural podcast.
The first one.
The very first one.
Thank
the
you.
Premier, the top hat man, tickled to death that you're here. And I think people are going to enjoy your story because everybody loves a great story.
Everyone
right?
loves a good story.
Everyone loves a good story. How did you end up at Air Hydropower? First off, how did you end up in Kentucky? Because you're from Ohio.
I ended up in Kentucky. I moved here in 1983, 42 years ago. Got out of college, moved here for a job, actually, in Louisville. Never in Louisville my whole life. So I moved to Louisville, not known a soul, moved into an apartment complex and started in sales. The company I went to work for just opened a small branch. And then we opened a small branch. There was two of us in the office, and we had a couple product lines. Went out and started selling, and just, it kind of grew from there. But just a great experience when you're young and dumb like that, 22 years old. It was a great experience. It was a challenge, but I thought, man, I have nothing to lose. I wasn't married,
Now, the business that you're in, was it similar to ours?
Exactly the same. It was an industrial distributor.
Okay.
My dad worked for this company for 30 years.
Yeah.
I got out of college, and he said, why don't we just open a branch in Kentucky? And I grew up in Ohio. Open a branch in Kentucky, Louisville, and he goes, why don't you, go interview for this job? And I'm like, Dad, I don't know what you do. I mean, the products,
Yeah.
Back then in the 70s, I used to go to work, make sales calls with my dad. I was one of 7 children, so I always wanted to go on sales calls. And back then you could go on, and my dad around this time of the year would go see customers. And
Great time of year for connecting with customers.
It is. And he would go, and you think about that, but you learn a lot just watching somebody do things, especially your dad when they're doing things. You learn so much. But I moved here to take a job. I worked for that company. Worked hard and kind of made sales calls and made great
But then you
relationships.
ended up buying that company.
I bought that company. Yeah.
When did you buy that?
I bought that company in 1997. So I worked for that company from 1983 to 1997. Had an opportunity to buy this division. At that time, we got it up to about $5 million in sales, which is pretty good for a small industrial distributor. So we did that, bought that, did that for another till 2008. So after 2008, Air Hydropower came knocking on the door, and you remember 2008 was not the best time to be in business.
It was not the best time to be in business. That was a rough old time. Your timing was impeccable, by the way, for selling your business.
Yes, it was.
It was not for us buying it, but for you selling it.
And thank goodness it happened, because it was a great opportunity for, my young family, and Kathy and I to go to work for Air Hydropower. It's been a fantastic ride, and we just love, the family atmosphere. It's just, when we came to work for Air Hydropower, I'm like, what am I going to do? I've never worked for anybody, really. I was always down here.
Well, I've been independent.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, exactly.
So when you came in, what were some of the different roles that you played here at Air Hydropower?
When I first joined Air Hydropower, you and I got together. I'm like, Tom, what am I going to do? I'm like, and he says, we want to grow the automation division of Air Hydropower. And automation was the electrical and the PLCs and the sensors.
And you were very strong in that area.
Yes, that was my background. My background was controls and automation. We did have fluid power, but mostly was PLCs, light curtains, things that you see a lot in automation. So at that time, we picked up some really nice product lines, and I became the automation manager for all those products.
You managed that through.
Yes.
Kept those manufacturers away from me.
That's
a
right.
Great thing.
And we grew that. We
did grow it a lot.
And we grew, because that was a food group that we wanted to grow.
Yeah.
You said that was a main goal, is to grow that food group. So,
which is now, usually for like the last 3 years, it's been our largest food group. Has been the automation group.
Yep. So it's it all worked out. And then a couple years ago, the automation, it was getting really too big for me. And I was getting older, and your suggestion, why don't you just take care of your customers.
Get back to your roots. You're a salesman at heart.
And I love it. I love sales. I do.
No, you're good at it. Because you're natural at it. Because you like people.
Yep. I like telling stories. I like meeting people. I like getting out and talking to people, meeting, and that's just, it goes hand in hand with what I'm doing right now, and I'm still in sales, and you can apply sales to your everyday life, as you know. I mean, there's so many things you can apply sales to. I try to tell people that all the time, and I don't know if they really get it, but it's
It's hard to tell somebody in accounting or in engineering or really the sales department.
Yes.
That's one thing I've always told everybody who's in the sales department.
Everybody. Yep.
And they are, because they have to sell their ideas to somebody.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
And they have to know how to present them.
Yep.
And that's part of that nature. And I know it's a lot of people, it's very foreign to them, but you're natural at it, right?
Yeah.
So you take, for example, you've helped us with Amazon.
Yes.
With suppliers to Amazon, and now we're doing direct business. What are we doing? What's some of the stuff we're doing for Amazon?
Some of the stuff I do for Amazon, I work a lot with the logistics industry. So
Right.
I deal, one of my largest customers deals with logistics and parcel handling. And it's just, that industry has, as everyone knows, has grown over the years. It used to be, UPS and FedEx, but now Amazon is just huge. But just some of the automation that goes on in there, some of the vision systems you don't even think about.
And the air piping system.
Piping.
Now we're doing installations for Amazon all over the country.
Yep, because it's a need that they have. Air Hydro does a great job of doing the turnkey type systems, and the best thing about Air Hydro really is the people that we have that know so much. They're brilliant. I'm a big fan of, I'm not an expert in anything, but I'm a big fan of going to people that are the expert, and we have fantastic people here that know what they're doing, know how to quote things, and it makes it easy for the sales guys. And it's just,
It does.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, if you take a look at when we acquired your company, back then we still have today 2 other employees. We still
Yep.
have Joel.
Yep.
And we still got Brian.
Brian.
And still there. And then we had Mike Kaler here.
Yes.
They just retired in the last couple of years ago, who was a phenomenal resource.
Yes.
Also, so that's the nice thing when we do an acquisition, and of course you're still here.
Yep.
We don't run off the owners. We don't change the names of the companies.
Yep.
That's
Right, exactly.
one of the things. So, like for Moser Fluid Power, that was always on the logos for a lot of years.
Yeah, it was.
It
Yep.
was on there. So, but I think if you take a look at that, you got back to your roots with what you were great at, and that's what a lot of the companies that we've acquired, what the owners have ended up doing,
Yep.
going back to what they had fun.
Yep.
Now, speaking of fun, you cultivated some more fun. COVID time was a rough time for outside sales guys. wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes,
It's hard
it
to
was.
keep those daggone thoroughbreds, in the stables. What did you do to occupy your time then?
Well, what we did back in really 2019, was 2020, we started a family, on TikTok, just a family page on
You actually
TikTok.
did it on Vine before that, didn't you?
Yes.
Which I had never even heard about.
Well-
I know people were aware of it, but that was like the predecessor to TikTok?
Yes, younger people know about Vine because my sons did it in high school. It was
Yeah.
like 2015, 2016, 2017 was like Vine. And Vine was the predecessor to TikTok, but it was only 6 seconds. So you think about that, your time span to make a video was 6 seconds. So you had to do something funny, like think about 6 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
it goes
yeah.
by, but it's like that was the
I
kind of
stutter
time.
longer than that.
That was the time frame you had to do. And at that time, I was just kind of like a dad character they put in, somebody just to
Yeah.
prank.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
likes to prank
yeah,
their dad and
yeah.
laugh. Ha ha, it's funny. And I told him, I'll help you guys. I really didn't want to be like,
The star.
No, I
That you've
really.
evolved into.
Then TikTok came out.
Yes.
TikTok came out. Vine goes away.
Right.
And our boys are like, at that time, they had pretty good traction. They had
And you've
like
got 3 sons.
Three
right?
sons,
Just
yes.
for everybody that doesn't know that.
Yep, 3
Yeah.
sons,
Right.
Mitchell, Colin, and Dylan,
Yep.
3 boys. Actually, they all worked at Air Hydro Power back in
In the day.
warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They've all worked here. All had their stints.
Yep, work ethic, that's
yeah,
right.
That's good work ethic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But when Vine went away, TikTok was kind of like it was kind of a new app. It was
Yeah,
like, okay, instead of 6 seconds, you could do 30-second videos. I'm like, 30 seconds? God, it's a long time. I'll never learn all those lines. But we started doing a family page. The boys had Vine, and they had about 60,000 followers on Vine, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like they had some traction, but Vine goes away. And then we said, let's just do TikTok. Let's do TikTok and start that. So we started up TikTok as a family. And just like, let's do like funny stuff. And really, it was just the dynamics of our family. We just did funny dad stuff, you know.
Which you really do those things.
All the time. I mean, our TikToks are really a snapshot into our life, because most of those things we do on TikTok, I really do. I mean,
I know.
I really do. You know.
Yeah, I look at some of those. I think, well, there's Dan doing it again. You know?
So when we meet people now, they're like, you sit and talk to them like, you're exactly like you are on TikTok. Well, that's why I can't act. It's not an act. That's the way it is. So we.
So blinding lights.
Yes.
That was your breakout moment, wasn't
yes,
it?
it was, because.
And how did y'all come up with that?
It was a trend at the time, and we're not really dancers, and we're not really like, you know, it's just like, but the boys are like, let's just kind of do like a funny spin on a trend. You know, let's just, you know, rethink it. So that blinding lights came out during COVID, and you know, the whole premise was, you know, I thought, Dad, you know, people need you. You know, people need you during COVID. I go, you know, I don't know. I can't. Well, anyway, we did that blind lights, and it was kind of a funny story that the way we did it. And then my son Colin is kind of like
he's the brainchild.
He's the creative one. He's the one that thinks, and he goes, okay, we need to do it this way. Where Dad, you can't do it. And then you say, oh, I think I can do it. We got to that point, it was good, and then you had to do like a synchronized dance out in the driveway, and I'm like,
I've seen those outtakes. The outtakes
oh
are
my gosh!
priceless.
Oh, if you haven't seen the outtakes, watch them from there.
You gotta watch. Go back and look
at them. Oh my
them.
gosh! It's like, and so we started about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was staying in light a little bit longer. And we're out there, and I'm trying to do this dance, and we started, and it starts. I could not get this dance step down. Kept trying to do that, and I'm like, I started sweating. They go, Dad, you got to get this down because you're starting to, and it's getting dark out. You got to get this dance down. And the neighbors are looking over the fence. And
like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, we're out there, and Colin's like, oh my gosh.
And then they start lifting you up, and you start falling.
Yeah, But anyway, that video, we did it. Colin put it out like the next day, and it was like immediate. We started seeing
wildfire.
It was like, it got like 1 million views like overnight, and then it got like 2 million, 5 million.
And it went international. You had people from Europe, from Germany, Australia. Didn't you get interviewed about Australia?
Yeah, Good Morning America, Australia. Good Morning America here. And that's another thing that was like...
Whoa. And Cedric the Entertainer, I remember watching a show. Here's Cedric talking about the #1 TikTok. It was you all.
Yes, yeah.
Just Dan.
Yeah. So we got a lot of recognition from that, and then TikTok reached out to us to be ambassadors for TikTok.
Yeah. And no, what's that mean?
TikTok back in like 2019, 2020, they wanted to get with different people that are in different, like we were like comedy creators as a family.
But a family, it was wholesome.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't dirty. It wasn't,
No.
Yeah, it was good.
But there was like 10 ambassadors, I believe, and they were everything from people that did like cooking content, people that did like singing. There was some really good singers, some other comedians, somebody did fashion, somebody did photos. So it was just, they wanted to get a mix of different people that would do different things. And then give their ideas. TikTok at that time in 2019, 2020, it was really growing like crazy. So they had all kind of big events coming up for 2020, and we became those ambassadors, flew out to, LA, and they had us, meet all the people from TikTok, and just an incredible...
You were in San Diego, or
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica
is where the headquarters are. And Tom, at that time, I wasn't like... I didn't really understand TikTok that much because I wasn't really...
Yeah, or how you made money off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I told the boys, I said, is this really a big deal? And they're like, oh, Dad, this is an incredible opportunity. Tom, I went out there. We had like an Uber driver, and we stayed at a hotel. Our plane got delayed, so we got there really late.
Yeah.
The next morning, we're going to TikTok, and they gave us the address, and we went there. And I didn't really research it that much. We pulled up in this place in Santa Monica. I'm like, it took up about a half a city block, huge, brand new headquarters, a big, beautiful building, and I'm like, and big, TikTok logo out there. We walk in, our picture's like scrolling around the lobby. I'm like, I could not believe it.
Making a cold call from a sales lead, and you walk into a potentially huge account,
Here's
right?
the order.
Yeah, here's the order, yeah.
I was like, oh my. So we spent 2 days out there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we became ambassadors. And they wanted to send us to all kinds of things that are going on, promotions that they had.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. And then the ambassadorship, they had to put it on hold.
Right.
And we really didn't get to do anything. But thank goodness, COVID was bad, but it was good for people that did. We had so much time on our hands, and we just started doing skits and videos, and and it really, really took off. And we went from like 600,000 followers in the beginning of 2020 to like 1 million followers midway through 2020, and then it just started growing from there. And it was
How many followers do you have today?
right now we have over 8.8 million followers on all platforms. So we have
8.8 million?
Yes. So what happened since
great.
since TikTok had the success of the short form,
Yeah.
YouTube was always long form, and people that do cooking things or travel, they do like
Right.
10-minute,
Yeah.
15-minute. We're trying to get more into that, but really, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook saw the success of TikTok, so they all came out with their own short form way of doing things. And so what we do is just do things for Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, and we just,
Facebook.
yeah, cross-pollinate. We'll
Yeah.
use this on TikTok, this on Instagram, and so we have 4.4 million on TikTok. We have like 1.9 million on YouTube, 1.7 million on Instagram, and Facebook is growing faster than all of them. We have like 675.
That's because there's old people on Facebook, and we like looking
It is-
at dad things.
It's different audiences. It's different audiences.
It's a different demographic.
It is
Yes,
absolutely, and you
know,
can see that.
You see where a lot of younger people have gone over to Instagram.
Yes.
And different ones.
Yes.
Where they've gone away from Facebook because that's an old person's
Exactly.
platform now. Yeah, well, we love the book.
And you see it in the comments too.
Yeah, that's
If you
right.
look in the comments,
Yeah, yeah.
you can tell like Facebook is
Yes.
like an older seasoned person,
Yes.
probably my age, and they're like, "That's exactly what I do." And,
That's right.
and if you go like a younger person on like TikTok or something, like, "That's kind of stupid."
Yeah,
but it's still an audience,
Yeah.
and we love that, and it's so
like, you
it's
get out of the
crazy.
Mercedes. I mean, the
Oh,
class got that
gosh.
low. Remember, I gave you that idea about
Yeah, I
doing
know
that.
you did.
An old person, because that's my brother-in-law who owns a Corvette, and he's down in the Villages. His wife said, if you don't quit going and making those noises, getting out of that car, I'm going to make you sell it. So that's where I gave that idea. Saying you need to do
It is perfect because if I had to get out of that car every time I got out, I was like, no way. It's like getting up off the ground. It gets harder and harder every year. So it's really been fun. I tell you how it ties into sales.
Now, how has it helped you here? Because first off, let's go. Your sons all had great jobs.
Yes.
With great companies.
Yes,
Big companies.
they did.
And they all quit their jobs.
Yes.
And this is sustaining them now.
Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt. But
Yeah.
And they came to us. Really, they really did have good marketing jobs
Yeah, they did.
and companies, and they came to, they saw the success, and they're straddling the fence. They're like, they had the foot in the corporate world, and they're trying to do this,
Right.
and it was really driving them crazy because they're working all the time. You do
Right.
things in the evening or on the weekends, and it just they
You
really
have no free time when you're doing it outside of your regular job time.
Yes.
It's very difficult to do that.
Yes.
Now, if you're a
Yes.
star, they bring you for your 30-second cameos. You can
That's
still
right.
be a salesman
That's right.
and do that, right?
Makeup. That's right. That's right. So, yeah, to answer your question, they came to us and they said, and they put a business plan together and everything, because I was like, and this is like
Yeah, because you're doing it back on your payroll.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's what I told them. I said, have you guys thought about insurance and 401k? And they really did. They thought about that. They put a business plan together, and they moved forward, and they have done a fantastic job, and really, with brand deals and getting other things. And they have the creative side of, which is Colin, and the brains, and kind of the financial side is Dylan.
With the mix. Yeah, you got those. Yeah.
And then Mitch is kind of our mechanical guy, and he's he's tied in with doing different things for us. So it's a family. I think we throw Kathy in some of these.
Oh, I
and
know you do.
she
That's
always
great.
has to be the I always have to be like the mad mom or the.
That's right.
And she's the sweetest lady in the world.
No, she is. She really, really is. So how does that? Now you've got all this career. You got your sons doing that, and you're still working as an
Yes.
outside salesperson with some key accounts for
Yes.
this company.
Yes.
How's that all meshing?
Well, I tell you, it works really well, because when I first started doing the TikTok, I was really worried. I was like, what are the people at Fluid Power, which is a pretty large company, have a lot of ties in Kentucky, and I have associates I work with and other sales guys, and then the management. I'm like, what are they going to think about TikTok? So I really tried to keep it under wraps. I wasn't like, hey, I'm on TikTok. I really, because being the product manager, you kind of have to be serious. It's product. You're dealing with different customers.
People want to trust you, right?
Yeah.
They don't want the
Some goofy guy at the top
goofy
end. But you have to gain the trust of people. But what happened is, like, early on, like 2019, I'll never forget. Took some engineers at my largest customer, took them to lunch, and we're sitting there just talking about business. And they had a co-op student with them, University of Louisville engineering co-op student. He's 20 years old, and we're sitting there, and he goes, we're just having a conversation about products and just having kind of a nice conversation. He goes, can I ask you something, Mr. McFarland? I'm like, sure. And he goes, are you that guy on TikTok? And I said, no. And he goes, yes, you are. And he pulled out his phone. Because I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Because the
truth will set you free.
Yes. And I don't know why I said no, but I'm like.
I know, but you're embarrassed at the time. I mean, because that was early stages,
it
right?
was.
And you didn't know how your customers would perceive it. You know how we would perceive it.
Exactly.
God, I love watching your journeys and hearing about it, where you're going next and what they're taking you to. And I think it's fantastic.
And I'm an old, gray beard, and this kid's asking me, and I'm like, no. And he goes, yes, you are. And it was a video that came out that was doing really well. And he goes, I just watched this morning, and all these engineers go, what? TikTok? They get out their phone and like. So then it kind of just took off, and then thank goodness that Fluid Power likes it. Like, you mention our videos all the time, and I'm like,
oh God,
it's like people that identify with that, because art is just kind of like funny skits. People can identify with them. It's a family thing, and people are like, that is so funny. And then how it's evolved, now we have 8.8 million, and a lot of people know who we are. And I was just in a big account, doing a corporate, overview with one of our product lines, and we're big meeting, we're in a big conference room, and these guys go, well, our IT guy, manager, VP wants to come in because this is a kind of a high-tech product and stuff. And I'm like, okay, we're sitting there talking, and this guy comes in who's about my age. And he looks at me and he goes, are you that guy on Instagram? And I go, yeah. And he goes, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I said, well, I'm your salesman. He goes, I thought I was getting punked. He goes, I had no idea you're from Louisville. I said, no. He goes, we're working on this project. And he goes, this is incredible. He goes, I watch your videos all the time. And I'm like, so it has evolved into, just like being recognized like by.
Well, if you look at sales, right?
Yep.
Sales is a game of relationships.
Yep.
Right? We're not, just trying to sell somebody one thing and then be gone. It's a long-term relationship. It's what we've always encouraged people to do.
Yes.
And by you doing that, they get to see the personal side of Dan.
Yep.
Because they get to know you better as a person, and they're more trusting. I mean, the more people know us,
Yes.
the more they can trust us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so that's why I've always encouraged it, because I think, okay, Dan is not just a salesman; he has a life after sales.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And you've taken that, and you've taken it to a whole new level.
Yes. Yeah. And it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
now, and I love, like the salesman. I love talking to people. So, you go to an airport now, and it's like people from all over the place, and the airports are incredible because it's like, especially when we're all together, people walk around and be like,
Here's that guy.
certain
the
stand in line, they're
McFarlands.
like,
Yeah.
they look and they go, hey, and they'll go something like, that block of wood thing. They go,
Like
hey,
wood,
hey.
exactly.
And they,
the snow shovels
Oh,
with your son. The son's so happy
Yeah.
that it's that snow day, and then here you are
No.
with the 2 snow shovels.
We're shoveling the driveway.
Oh my God! I can see that with my son David from years past.
Can't you?
I mean, it's all relatable.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. yeah, just so many
Or,
things.
the holidays are coming, and here you are hiding in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Because, and the boys are clean your rooms up, clean your room.
This is my tub. This is my tub.
Get out of here.
But it really is fun when someone comes up to you and says a line from your video. It's like, and they always like, can we, take a picture? I'm like, heck yeah. Because we love it. We love the fact that they recognize us and they want to say something nice, and it's just, and people, again, it goes back to sales. It's just, I see a lot of people, other creators, that if they had a little bit of sales about them,
A little bit of sizzle for that steak.
yes, and not just kind of act like it's like it's sales. It's just
people. It's relating with people, you know, relating to them, having them trust you, learn more about you,
Yes.
and then laugh with you,
Yes.
right? And laugh at you, but with you. You know, I think that's the thing that, you know, you take a look. It's a sad person that can't laugh at themselves.
oh, it's
And you laugh at yourself all the time
daily,
in those videos.
daily. A lot to laugh at.
but you know what? You've turned that into a good, wholesome thing. And I think, you know, you look at so much negativity in this world, and you're also positive.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And I think that's what the real attraction of what your family has done.
Yeah. Well, just so many comments too about so many people want the relationship with their parents. I mean,
Yes,
and it's just,
that's right.
and it's like, for us, it's easy because as a family, we've always been this way, and I had a great relationship with my mom and dad and all the 7 brothers and sisters. But it's like if you just reach out and, you know, communicate with people or hit a common ground of something that everyone likes.
Well,
to
now you've got a grandchild.
Oh,
And so when you go over to your son's house
Oh, gosh.
and you walk right past your son and daughter-in-law and go straight to the baby, I can relate to that 100%.
See?
Because
Is it-
until you get that grandbaby, until you get one of those you don't know,
Yes.
that's the most important
Oh,
thing.
absolutely,
It
absolutely.
made it worth having those kids.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask about that too. They're like,
Yeah.
"How's that new grandbaby?"
Yeah.
It's like, it's fantastic, and it's just like, it's so relatable. Now you have like a next generation of
Exactly.
father, and it's so fun to see your kids become parents, and how hard it is, how much work it is. It's like,
Yes.
oh my, I forgot how much work, how many sleepless
That's why
nights.
kids are for the young.
Absolutely,
Babies
absolutely.
are for the young.
But they're doing great. It's just a blessing to have a grandchild like that, and she's healthy, and you know, they're getting along great. So we love it.
That's great. That's great. And you're thinking about maybe retiring in the next few years?
Yes, yeah. I think I'll turn 65 this year. So
Really?
Yeah. I know.
Don't look that.
I know. Well,
And you don't act it.
I know. I kind of look at Tom. Come on.
Yeah, no, me too.
42 years. Just celebrate 42 years of doing this, and I love sales, and I just love people. I can't imagine doing anything else. I mean, because I just like people, and really, you know, what we do right now is just kind of like, it kind of is sales, because a lot of things we do right now are brand deals, and
Hey,
you know,
branding, yeah, exactly.
it's like companies that want to promote a product, the old commercials are not going that way. So, but people want authenticity. They want, you know, we get approached with brand deals, and if we don't use that brand, a lot of times we'll say no, because it's tough to be authentic about something you really don't. It's like trying to sell a product that you really don't believe in.
Exactly.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough. They're not
right.
going to trust you. The customer's
Right.
going to say, but
Who was the first brand, the first product that you got sponsorship with?
it was Phil Swift. What's his product? Phil Swift, the guy that does the tape and seals the boat.
That's the I know exactly. It fixes the boat.
Yes, yes.
Or he's got a water tank there.
Yes, he
puts the tape on
fits
it.
the boat.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that stuff called?
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal.
Thank God we got a memory in the
Yeah,
room.
the young guy here. Good memory.
That's one first thing that goes. Can't remember
Flex
the
Seal.
second.
And you know where that came from?
Ah,
We did just a funny TikTok in one of the larger hardware
Yeah.
suppliers, and we did it about Flex Seal, and the whole thing was, you know, it's like how like dads get like hooked on somewhere. So my son and I, this probably goes back to 2020.
Yeah.
Walking down the aisle, and I'm like, I see the Flex Seal, and I'm like, and I get just fixated on it, and then I start
yeah.
shaking, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden I throw my head back and I turn around, and I'm Phil Swift. I'm like, hi, I'm Phil Swift from Flex Seal. So we did that, and it did really well. And then Flex Seal reached out about a month later, said, Phil loved your video. He goes,
Isn't that great?
yeah. And it was like, we were like, we were on a TikTok thing, and I think it might have been, you know, is 2020, I know it was, but they reached out and they said, we loved and we had no idea how to price it or what. They said, what do you
Yeah, you
think's
caught
fair?
the card. What do you want to do with the card?
Yeah.
Let the dog run after the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we do now? So that was the very first one. And then we did the Skittles.
Yeah, oh my God, the Skittles was so good. You know, when we renovated this area, which is where one of the areas where you did that skit,
Yes.
we found Skittles when we were doing the renovation.
I know.
There.
With thousands of Skittles.
How many Skittles? They sent in a pallet load of Skittles.
Yes,
wasn't it?
yeah, we did a Skittles thing, and it was like the
I still have a bag at home. It's got the McFarlands on it. With
Do
Skittles
you?
in-
Do
yeah.
We did. They sent us, I think they sent us like 20 bags, and I think the bags were like 3 or 4 pounds each. So we had bags of Skittles. And the whole thing was, once you touch something, it turns into Skittles. And
yeah.
we did where a person turns into Skittles up here.
Yeah, because you were going and convincing them to work for the garbage company,
So-
because you were going to turn garbage into Skittles.
Skittles, exactly.
And the guy charged of the landfill was such a great idea. He shook your head and boom,
Yeah.
Skittles everywhere upstairs.
And we dumped a bucket of Skittles, and they went, and those little round Skittles go everywhere. They're like,
yes. Like
they
little ball
went 30
bearings.
feet. Oh, yeah. They went 30 feet. And we're like, oh my gosh. And that's what I was worried about, what everyone's going to say. I'm like, guys, we had the shop vac. We're like, we're getting. And you found Skittles 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah.
And you're like,
We're still out of Skittles.
you probably find some still.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. But yeah, we've done and we try to, what we really try to do is just kind of put a funny spin on products.
Yeah.
And people like that. They can identify with it. And it's like,
Well, like over here in Tokyo, Japan recently, outside of a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
yes.
And you related to that, how the taste of home tasted so much better in a foreign land than maybe
Yes.
once you get down the street.
Yes.
That was a soft sell.
Yeah.
You did a soft sell for GMC Denali, right?
Yes. We things like that is the soft sell is exactly what we try to do. It's because not like, we use this product,
Right.
and but there's a lot of that out there with
Yes.
creators and stuff, and like they're not really authentic. But we like to we talk to the brands as like, how about if we just put them in like our skits and we're using it? It's like
Like the lawnmowers.
Oh,
And
gosh.
having your grass.
Oh my
in
gosh!
perfection.
And it's such a dad thing. It's
It
such
is such a
and
dad
I
thing.
love mowing grass. I really do. Again, it's not really acting. I really do like gardening and mowing grass, and it's just it's fun to me. And just certain things that we do, and we've had the opportunity to do. Now we've done movie premieres in New York City and
Right.
L.A. and it's
With Ryan
Ryan Reynolds and
yeah, you were there,
Jennifer
yeah.
Garner and
Oh, and of course, one of your bucket list items was to see Billy Joel
Yes.
in Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Right? And that was fulfilled.
Yes, that was, and I always wanted to do that for years and years and years, and they just reached out to us, said, "What is on your bucket list with this, this promoter?" And they said, "Man, I'd love to see Billy Joel and Matt." And they said, "Let's go." So it was
Done Carnival Cruise.
Carnival
all
Cruise,
kinds of things.
riding the blimp. We got to ride the
Ride
blimp.
the blimp, that's right, the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah.
That was great, yeah.
And that came from another video we did where it's just like, it was the helicopter video, and they loved that. And it's like, they said, "Man, we'd love to have you come down to Florida and ride on the blimp and do so."
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's, you really, really, really have taken, it's something that your sons came up with and taken it to the next level. And,
yes,
and who knows, I look at, the guy from Tool Time, Tim.
yeah,
Tool Time Tim, he's got a new TV show out. And to be honest with you, I could see you having a TV show one of these days, the McFarlands,
Yeah.
and it's like that. But who knows what the future will bring?
who knows?
Right?
A lot of people, TV's changing so much. It's
Yes, it is.
like it's you look at what's going on with YouTube, and it's
Yeah.
more people are watching YouTube than TV, and they're buying different things. But who knows? It's like, and that's why we love doing different things, and everything's kind of a challenge. And someone comes up with an idea of doing like a TV show, and people have asked us about that. It's like it's finding time, and it's a commitment. I mean, if you do something like that, it's
You
like
can't sell for HP and have your own damn TV show, buddy.
that's right.
So,
That's right. Am I fired?
So, what are some of the things, you spent a lot of time here, a lot of great years here. Anything stick out, anything, memories from back here, from Air Hydropower that stick out in your head?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, heck yeah. Some of the one of the things that AHP Power really does is they embrace, and it's in our core values, is they embrace people first. I mean, it's like they want to put people first. It's all about family, and we really are a big family here. Even though we have acquired more companies and more people come on board and like the culture is family. And if you look at some of the fun parties we've had, and some of the that's another thing I like, people and parties.
And we like them both.
Oh yeah, but it's some of the fun things we've done at the parties. I mean, you guys do it in such a great way, and everyone's a part of it, and everyone's, it's a happy time, and just a lot, the family, and we do picnics and parties and celebrate birthdays every month for everybody in here. So it's a unique company to work for because it really means something to the people that work here. That it is a family. I mean, you look out for everybody. I mean,
that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we take care of each other. That's what it's about. We've got one of our key personnel right now. I just found out he's got cancer, and he's going to need a lot of support. We're raising that up to the entire company. But, we got prayer warriors, and we got the company, and we believe in a lot of different faiths, but we all get together, and when it comes time when somebody needs some help, we take care of them.
Yes.
That's what families do.
Exactly.
If you think about it, we spend almost more time here at work with the people here than we do with our own family.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, my kids sure believe that from the time I've spent here.
It's true.
But you do that, and you become very close to the people. And I think people that don't take advantage of that here, they're making a big mistake.
Yep.
I mean, when we have our year beginning parties, it's a celebration. Everybody's happy to be there with each other. And we have about 98% participation. So this year, we've got like 600 people coming. January 17th, and we've got an endless summer band that we've had them before. We had them with the last Mardi Gras party, and then we had
great band
characters great band with great characters that we had, and all. We give away a lot of prizes, have a lot of fun. But you know what? It's people like yourself though that have come here. You were part of the original family who came in. Bought your company out, but you became part of the family.
Yeah.
Part of the fabric of what makes this company great.
Yep.
It's not any one individual, it's all of the individuals that are together.
Yeah.
And what I think is so great is that you've got a life after AHP, And that's I'm excited for you. Excited for what that future brings for you and your family, and I think that's just great.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And we look at it all the time, and it's like, the timing was perfect back in 2008. We joined AHP Power, and it was a fantastic company to go to work for. And just the fact that you look out for everyone, and you really do. I mean, you look out for everyone in the company, and it's just like that. When someone's hurting, you're hurting. It is a family, and that's it. It makes it easy. It makes it easy.
With success, I'm so tickled with your success that you've had with your family's had.
Yeah.
And I just love your dang old thing. I just laugh and I go, look at this new dance. I'll send it to all the family. I'll send it to them. Say, look at this. And I did send the one that with you at the Mercedes down to my brother-in-law.
Did you? Did he sell that yet?
Yeah.
Still trying to get out of it.
Still trying to get out of it. So, how do you want to wrap this up?
I would say, you ask about something else just some of the sales experience, but one of the fondest memories I have was back in 2013 when you and I went on the road with the robot.
With Baxter. We were the Baxter boys.
I mean, that we went on the road, went to Alabama and all over.
We had a hurricane.
Yes.
We had a hurricane in McGuire, Alabama.
Yes.
That was right by us.
Yeah.
Here we are pulling this damn trailer around with
this robot that looked like a person. We had to roll into a hotel because it was going to get too cold. And it would freeze.
It was up in Tuscaloosa. It was going to freeze. It wouldn't work the next day. And we were taking pins out of hand grenades the next day with that thing. Remember that?
Yes. Well, I went down for breakfast in that hotel, and I went down, and these old people are down there looking at that thing, and standing and the owners standing down. They're like...
It's like that guy from Lost in Space, the robot from Lost in Space.
Danger, Will
Robinson, danger.
So,
Man, we went all over the place with that thing.
Oh, my gosh. And it was always terrible weather. It'd be
was
like
terrible.
wind and rain and sleet. Every time we tried... I remember how cold it was in Alabama. We're like,
yes.
Tom, what are we doing here?
It's supposed to be warm down here.
And the first demonstration we did, I think we sold one.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Just
That
fun.
was great times.
Oh,
That
yeah.
really was.
Oh, you can dwell on sales stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you have a zillion of them, but just sales stories are so funny. I mean,
Right.
I wish we could do more kind
Well,
of.
the first time we showed that Baxter up here, we had had the big coming out party for Baxter, right? Well, the ship's in. One of the arms fell off, and so
Started smoking. Remember, in the demo.
In the
Perfect.
demo. So here it is, one arm, kind of bandaged up, but it's working with the other arm. So what did I say to everybody? I said, listen, if you had one of your workers lose their arm today, would they still be here working? No, they'd be out home. So here's you've got one arm.
And
Wait,
started
what else you gonna
smoking.
say?
We have all these people sitting. There's like the perfect.
It was. We had the
sit.
mayor. We had, somebody from the governor's office for this coming out party for Baxter.
And it's sitting there smoking. It's like every salesman's like going, "Oh my gosh."
If it can't go wrong, it will.
Oh, it did. It
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
I
wow.
think just wrapping it up, I think it's great time of the year. It's I love Christmas and family, and just I appreciate all your support. But I think this is fun, and I think you should really do this on a regular basis with different guests and different people, because you're a great interviewer, and it's just your experience. You can pull so many different stories, and a great Irishman and a great storyteller. And it's like
Stories
I
are a
think-
good thing.
Yeah, I think people would. I mean, I would watch this. I would love to watch this, and I think it's entertaining, but you can learn a lot of stuff too, just on different podcasts, and that's what people really want. They just want to chime in, listen to it, and just that makes a lot of sense. And
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, you brought this idea to us, and that's why we're doing it.
can I give you 5 Tom McGuire-isms, and we can either edit them?
Oh boy! Uh-oh!
And I use these almost daily. When I think about it, especially on sales calls. Some of your lines over the last 5 years, and I think about this all the time. Must be present to win. And
Right.
you say that all the time. And I just watched John Morgan, from Morgan & Morgan,
right.
and he was talking about all these different law things he goes to, and he talked about it. He goes, why I go to the cocktail parties or why I go to the meetings, and I really don't have to go to those things. You learn so much from people
right.
by showing up. I mean, by showing up, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, it could be a billionaire executive, and you'll learn something.
Exactly.
You're going to learn something from the lowly sales guy that just
Or the server.
Yes.
Or the guy that's serving the drinks. You'll learn stuff from
Yeah.
them.
And he said, you must be present, and that's so true.
Yeah.
Another one is belly to belly selling, and I think about that all the time. And what that is interact with people.
It's like what we're doing today.
Yeah, you can read people's faces. You can't read them over the internet.
The phone or a text message.
Yeah, if someone's rolling their eyes, you're like, you don't know if they're rolling their eyes.
That's right.
But you can.
Or if they're wearing a top hat with a
That's
green
right.
ribbon on, you
That's
don't know
right.
anything about text message.
That's right. Don't show up and throw up. I mean, that's a salesman guy. That's a sales thing, and it's.
Yep.
I think about that all the time when I'm going in and I'm going to talk about this product. I'm like, don't sit there and just blah 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 blah, because the guy listens like he is rolling his eyes.
Yeah, he is rolling.
And you're
That's right.
going to- But you got to think about that stuff. And one of the best things I love when you say it is, most of my best ideas were plagiarized.
That's right.
And it's you can have great ideas. You do have good ideas. You're a great engineer, but it's like someone planted that in your head. It's not.
Exactly. How do you come up with those things?
Yeah.
Best ideas I've ever used. Some of the best ideas I've ever used, I've never had.
Yeah. Yes. But you remembered them, and
Yeah.
that's a sign
Yeah.
of just a good salesperson. Just a good. They remember stuff.
Well, that's from asking questions, and I think that's the same. That's like the, showing up and not throwing up. You ask the customer questions. I'll never forget. People always ask me. I'll throw in something that, "How you doing?" I'll say, "Great." I've been doing. My son is 37 years old. I've been doing that for 37 years. I went to a conference down at Marco Island. A guy by the name of Ira Hayes, who was with IBM. He was a sales trainer for IBM. He put on a presentation, and he always said, he says, "Here's one thing that you want to remember. Nobody cares how you are. They always care how they are."
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody asks you how you're doing, you just say, "Great, how are you doing?" And then listen to them.
Yep.
And that stuck with me through all through life. You always say, "Great."
Yep.
So
And you do it all the time. It's like,
I
yeah.
still do.
And it's a little thing, like when I first started in sales, I used to do Zig Ziglar tapes.
Zig Ziglar. Yes.
And you can pull. I think about some of the stuff he said all the time. Just little things that he said. It's so true today. I don't
If
care.
you want
what-
to succeed, let somebody else that you're helping succeed.
Yep.
And then you'll succeed.
Exactly. And the last Tom McGuire-ism I have is the ratio of 2 ears and 1 mouth is for a reason. And it's so true. And sales is like, you're better off listening and stop talking and just listen to what people have to say. They'll tell you so much.
Well,
They'll love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about what they're
about the
doing.
kids.
They'll lead you to a sale and just let them talk and just listen. So
That's a good point. You know, I'll never forget one of our salesmen, Dave Stimley, God rest his soul. He passed away unexpectedly, and we went to the funeral home, and his daughter Amy asked if Matt and I would come up and stand, in front, because all these people were coming in, were his customers that she had no clue who they were, and so we were up there, and somebody would come in and ask Amy, how's your new kitchen doing? And they go, how do they know about my kitchen? And because Amy, you grew up, your dad would go out and relate to people about his daughter and about their kids.
Yep.
And they would learn about each other.
Yep.
And they would tell each other about it. That's why these customers would come in and they know all about Dave Stumley's kids.
yeah, they're your
And
friends.
that amazed me.
Yeah.
But that has always stuck with me from that funeral.
Yeah.
Of how customers, they want to be listened to. They
Yeah.
want to be cared about.
Yeah.
Just like we do.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah, we're all the same, and it's not rocket science. Sales is not rocket science. It's just getting in there, smiling, and listening.
Listening and just applying just different sales skills. I mean, you'd learn so much if you just listen.
Well, we appreciate the years that you spent here with the company. I tell you what, sure as hell won't be the same when you retire, buddy. But we all have a time to go and do other things and go on, and I hope that you and your family continue this.
Well, thank you.
And I'm so proud of what you are, the McFarland family. And
Thank
that they're
you.
part of the AHP family.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, buddy.
Good day.
Good day. God bless us all. Lady Tim.
Thanks, Tom.
Bye.